Previously on Knight's Quest.
He's got another corruption point.
You hear a slight little laughter. And you play a song, but it's only damaging enough to the beast and to trouble. The heinous beast collapses, but another one steps forward and it grows large.
So, this is just a quick little prompt for like the two of you.
Okay.
Both of you are locked in a prison cell, and
Damn.
you need to escape. In the room, you have the key to the door,
Cool.
a gun,
Great.
and sunglasses.
Okay, I put the sunglasses in the lock of the door.
All right. I think I got a pretty good plan.
Did it open? Oh. Jamie just left. And then came back.
And I came back. I win.
Yeah, he stopped. He turned it off and turned it back on again. So he's out.
Did the sunglasses open the door?
No.
I'm stumped.
Well, I guess that all that's left to do is to record an episode of Knight's Quest.
I guess that's what we gotta do. Welcome back to Knight's Quest, everyone.
That's the secret to getting out of the room.
Yeah. Knight's Quest. It will always help you out of whatever problem you're in.
Knight's Quest.
Listen to Knight's Quest.
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
Well, we also said recording an episode of Knight's Quest will help you.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you guys aren't allowed to do that.
You can't do that. You can't do that. If you try for legal reasons, we'll find you. No, I don't know what I would do if someone tried to record their own Knight's Quest.
Probably like squeal a little bit because that means people listen to us.
That means someone is listening.
Someone likes our stuff enough to make a shitty
I was about to make a joke. I'm like, oh, someone's actually listening to the show, but I know for a fact people do because they pay us. So
What if they made it, but they used much softer voices when they were recording, and a lot of it focused around like bird habitats and stuff, and they called it Quiet Nests.
Oh.
all right. So when we last left off,
I love it. I love the sound of no one laughing.
have you heard this sound? Like where people
feed
like,
on it.
oh, have you thought about the sound of one hand clapping? I did that. Okay, so
Have you thought about the sound of no people laughing?
Yeah, the sound of no people laughing. I was in art class in high school, and we were all very quiet working on the art, and our teacher goes, oh, you must all be thinking about the sound of one hand clapping, and the person next to me is like, what? And she's like, oh, it's because you can't. And then I'm like, oh, you mean this?
Right.
And then I clap with one hand, and she was like, oh. And I was like,
Fail.
yeah.
F. Expelled. Get out.
Fail.
That's how I got an F in art class.
Epic fail.
I
got fart.
I think I had somebody do that as a gag in high school, but they like swung their whole hand in a weird way. It was really uncomfortable to watch, actually. It looked... Yeah, that seems way easier, just like
I used
moving
to not
your
be able
fingers
to
up
snap,
and down. Yeah.
so this was how I would snap my fingers.
Really?
So we're doing this. Now I can snap my fingers.
Okay.
There they are. All right.
I'm glad you gave us proof.
I had to prove.
Okay, listeners, they're trying to pull the wool over your eyes. That was Jamie snapping.
No.
Jamie walked across the room to Nathan's mic because he's self-conscious that he can't snap,
No,
and so
I
Jamie
did.
snapped into Nathan's
No,
mic.
I did
Nathan
it.
can't snap his fingers, and you don't have to be self-conscious about that.
Most of our recordings are incredibly elaborate setups done to trick you, even though you'll never know it. Like, I'm not even speaking right now. This is somebody else. It's really complicated, yeah.
It's an elaborate ruse.
Yeah, it's all a scheme.
Okay. When we last left off in Knight's Quest, it was quite a dramatic point.
Yes.
I would agree.
Yeah, I mean, you just heard the previously on, so I won't say too much, but where we're at right now is we are within the cave. The heinous cave. And we are surrounded by many heinous beasts lurking in the shadows. A single torch and a glowing sword give us our light. And looming above us is a tall humanoid figure who, I'll give some more details than I did last time, is draped in a robe that has like a hood over it, so you can't see any details of his face other than the 2 glowing red eyes.
Okay.
His 2 fangs have grown tall and long, so that they now appear to be antlers or horns coming off his head. That's how long
Stop.
the fangs
Hold on.
have grown. Yes.
From his bottom jaw?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Like, they don't go through his face, but like they're just...
They go in front of his face.
Yeah, they're just that
I
long.
see.
And since
Okay.
you can't see his face, they just look like horns, but they do... Well, when he talks, you'll see.
Okay, interesting.
And he's also wearing armor, like metallic armor.
Yeah.
It seems like the scales of the heinous beast themselves have grown into a more of a plate armor that shimmers. It's not like shiny and glistening, but there is a reflectiveness to the low light that is in this room. And again, he's grown tall and large and is hunched over, and he's crushed off the ceiling of this cave, and rocks just seem to be floating and jittering in space and twitching in the air. And of course, there's a shimmer around the whole space as every time you've seen a heinous spirit. But now this time it is the heinous spirit.
Wow.
And we ended with everyone getting into their fighting stance.
That's rule number 1.
I would agree with that, yeah.
Okay, so everyone's in fighting stance. Is there anything else you guys do before the big guy himself starts talking?
We just have to get ready to don't.
The first one.
I think Eloise kind of like pushes Raynor to the front of the group a little bit.
Oh, boy.
Mm.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yep. Now I have to do it, don't I? I think you hear just from the... Good job!
Hey, fellas!
I'm so happy for you.
No. No.
Hey, the heinous beast.
Let me get a 1 piece.
I'd like to give you a big kiss. You did such a good job. Wow.
I think we've already disregarded the second rule.
We
Just make
broke
sure our
out.
character's doing this.
Damn it.
The characters all doing fine, but us...
You killed my heinous beast.
Killed him.
Let's hear your worst heinous spirit voice. Send it to us.
We'll release a Patreon episode that's just 10 minutes of us doing heinous voices.
I'm heinous.
So what's the actual voice sound like?
The actual voice.
Did we do it? Did we nail it?
You got it. It's actually all of those
It
combined.
was in there somewhere, but you're not going to tell us which one.
Nope. Before you hear the heinous spirit speak, you hear the hissing of the heinous beasts kind of all around you, echoes and reverbs off of the cave. And then the spirit himself speaks.
The fabled hero has finally come. I had heard word that you were coming to visit, and now you are here. Do you know who I am?
I know some of who you are. I know you are the spirit Heinous. I know you are the lieutenant of the 5. I know that you have the audience of the great Heinous Pentus. I am here to request your help.
I am all those things you say I am. I am Hades, the spirit of the hut, the lord of combat, the prowling mAw. And you have right to respect me, and to seek my help, for there is none beside Pentus himself that is greater than I. You have done a admirable task of defeating one of my lesser selves.
Interesting. That's a new one.
In a
Okay.
way I have not seen done before. But I should not be surprised coming from the likes of you. Be brief. What is it you are seeking while you keep my attention?
So is it like a mitosis thing? They just kind of bud off of him?
Asexual reproduction.
In this instance, ace means something different.
Yeah, I think Raynor is, I think he's still shaken enough that he's just going to try to keep things as straight to the point as possible. The spirit Murgic is planning to attack the heart of Anima. He wants to bring his chaos into the world more so than he already has. We need to know how to stop him.
And what makes you think that I know how to defeat Murgic?
So you, man.
There's no easy way to say, we don't actually want your help, we just know you know a guy. Because that sounds really rude, right?
Well, I mean, how else are you supposed to get there?
Yeah. Raynor kind of swallows and kind of tries to stop shaking a little bit, and he says, we only know of one creature, one person, one spirit, anything in all of Palladium that knows how to destroy a spirit. We don't know any other way to reach Canis Pentis except by your aid.
Now it is time for you to roll.
Love it.
It's 3 purples and a red
Okay.
as the difficulty. I think you are doing, I will let this be a camaraderie roll, but I think it's a persuasion roll.
They're actually the same for Raynor stats.
Okay,
so
alright, so then it doesn't matter. I think you get a boost because you are a Canis.
Cool.
That's why Eloise pushed him.
Okay. Charisma is still at 3, so it's 2 green, 1 yellow boost, and then all the difficulties you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We don't need a 4th purple in there, do we? It's fine to have 3 purple.
No, the red is the upgraded purple, yeah.
0. It's a blank slate. Everything cancels out. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Failure with 0 advantages, I guess.
Alright, so that's just a failure.
Yeah.
Canis, he kind of leaned down a little bit as you were talking, and then he stands back upright and he says,
Murgic is one who I despise more than any other, for there shall always and should always be order. Those of us who are stronger, greater, higher up, and Murgic seeks to tear that down. And you are correct that there is only one who has ever slain a spirit before. What you seek I cannot deliver, for you see I am the Lord of Combat, the vicious hunter, the one who brings violence in every step of his wake. Like my lesser beings, I am either sleeping or I am hunting. And neither of these are what you are requesting of me. And so unless you can give me a target of the hunt, I have no reason to wake.
Raynor thinks about that for a sec. He frowns, and he says, well, he's coming here. He's coming to Rillian. He's coming to Varden. If you want a hunt, we know exactly where Murgic is going to be. If you want Murgic's chaos to be stopped, you could take that power, that violence, you could direct it towards him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we don't even need Canis Pentis. We don't need
Roll
him.
another persuasion. 3 perps and a red.
Okay.
3 skills.
Do you want a boost again or nah?
Nope.
No boost. 3 failures.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
4 advantages?
Oh, I went the other way.
Can I... Raynor knows what his strengths are. Raynor knows one of his strengths is traveling with people more skilled than him.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think Raynor feels any shame about looking at the others kind of like, any ideas, guys? So like he's very stressed out right now.
You get 4 advantages. You haven't made things worse for yourself through asking again. But I think Maybe there's just more like the hissing, almost sounds like a laughing coming from the chorus of heinous beasts.
Terrifying. Okay.
Maybe like a little hyena-esque slipping in. No, the hyenas were the duchai. So the hissing just grows, and you see like he raises his fist and like clenches it, and they all are quiet.
Yeah.
4 advantages.
Right.
I don't want to.
Did Slayer or Life Cleaver tell us anything that we're forgetting about when we were going to meet this guy? Don't, and respect yourself.
Okay.
Am I adequately respecting myself?
I think. Okay, a boost is going to be an idea that comes to Rainer and Eloise.
Love it.
Because
Okay.
they remember that third rule: respect yourself.
Respect yourself.
And they have an idea that they've been very polite to Heinous, which has not backfired, right? But it hasn't gotten them where they want to go.
Right.
And so they have an idea, well, maybe we need to be more firm. Like, we need to, like
make a demand?
Yeah,
We can try.
But I will tell you this, that it has a higher success rate and a higher failure rate.
I don't think that's how probability works, but all right.
Well, like, okay, the successes are greater, but the failures are greater. Like that, that's that.
Gotcha.
Higher risk, high reward.
Yeah, okay.
So that's an advantage, and then the other 3 will be Heinous. He'll just continue to talk, and I'll think of an advantage as I talk.
Okay.
How many stories have you heard about my exploits? Have you heard of the time that Banus broke the mountains, and I had to rebuild them with my bare hands? Have you heard the story of when the sea rose too tall, and I fought the waves back into the bay? Have you heard the story of where the sun grew too hot, and I fought it into submission? These are the tasks worthy of Heinous, and you request me to bring you up a mountain.
A mountain?
Yes, the highest of the Wistone Mountains is where Heinous Pentis has been imprisoned by your spirit.
By the writer.
There we go. There's some advantages there. You got some info out of that.
We got some info. Looking over to Grord to make sure someone in our group knows where the Wistone Mountains are.
Yeah, the Wistone Mountains are the mountain range that you guys are
Hell yeah.
Next to right now.
All right.
I think Grog has just been kind of like, when he heard reference of all those stories, he's like nodding his head, like, yeah, no, I've heard those stories.
I like how we knew like little pieces of some of them. Like we'd heard about Banus being trapped under the mountain, but we hadn't heard about putting the mountain back together after he broke it. You know, that's interesting. Rainer says, yes, the writer banished him, imprisoned him, locked him away. But I know that things have changed. And at this point, Rainer is playing his I'm the hero move, because this is some hero information for sure, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's persuasion with PP, which I have enough of, so that's no problem. Jake, don't say anything. Would you like the difficulty to be 4 again?
Yep.
Or 3 purple, 1 red?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's who this guy is.
For sure. Oh boy. Okay, we've got 2 successes. Nope, 1 success. And then we have 3 disadvantages.
My favorite.
Nathan's favorite. And Rainer says, but things have changed. The writer isn't looking to imprison his enemies anymore. He's not looking to banish you or threaten you or harm you. The writer needs you as an ally, because Mirjik is not on anyone's side. Mirjik wants to tear down all of Anima. He told me that's what he's gonna do. The writer is not too proud to hold on to old grudges. Raynor is stretching the truth a little bit, because Raynor doesn't have a fucking clue what the writer wants. Mm-hmm. But he's guessing.
3 disadvantages?
3 disadvantages.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I think...
Oh, I even have written down that this helps Raynor lie more easily. Perfect.
I think Janus, he doesn't like stoop low, but he gets like lower, like maybe like on one knee, so he's just closer.
Okay.
And you can feel his breath up against you. And he says,
I know the writer. I fought against him for centuries. I know that he is as proud as any of the 5 princes.
No.
But I am aware that things have changed as well. So see this as me being hesitant. But I will take your offer. I will show you the way to Heinous Pentis, and I will arrange a meeting with you and your friends.
Wow.
To meet one of the 5 princes of Paladon. And in return, he shall be set free, since as you claim, he doesn't want to imprison his enemies anymore.
I love it. I love when Raynor tries to do something and it has unintended consequences.
this is why it's
I'm
my
also,
favorite.
in real life, just now remembering that the 5 princes are not the 5 spirits. They're different. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. Fuck, I don't know who they are then. Okay, that's exciting. Cool. Definitely not terrifying. I mean, I don't think there's anything to be gained from arguing that. I think Raynor takes a second to realize that he may have just put himself in even more spiritual deep shit, and he thinks, or rather he says, I agree to these terms.
Then I think Janus, he kind of looks over.
And then we shake hands, yeah.
And they shake hands.
That's a deal.
He will extend. No, he doesn't. He doesn't do that because I specifically have in my like lines of dialogue these things. He says,
I am not a gift giver. I am not a friend maker. I am not a deal shaker. I am the Lord of combat and the spirit of the hunt. And so, Raynor Bjornsson, if you fail this task, then I will indeed have a hunt set before me.
Oh shit, okay. Okay, cool.
Meet me at the top of the tallest of the Wistone Mountains, and I shall open the audience with Heinous Pentis. Do not keep me waiting.
there it is.
This is interesting because now Raynor has in his mind, shit, what does he mean by don't fail? Does he mean don't fail to convince Heinous Pentis? Does he mean don't fail to set him free? Does he mean don't fail to stop Mirjik? Like, which one of those 3 things is he gonna come after me if I fuck up? Or all of them.
I think, yeah, that's a good thought.
Yeah.
So Janus stands back up after being one of the shorter meetings of one of the 4 spirits.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Yeah.
And you see all the other Janus beasts that are around also slowly start to disappear. You know, the eyes just fading. And so then as Janus stands upright and he is about to leave, he almost like kind of like turns back and looks down at Raynor and he says,
You know, out of all of the writer's freed puppets, you have proven to be the most intriguing.
Stop. Okay,
Do
hold on.
not disappoint us now.
and he walks away. And the cave reforms.
Oh, okay, good.
Shrinks back to its original shape, and you are left in a dark cave with just your light and flaming sword and a dead, heinous beast at your feet.
Eloise says,
Love that.
"Nobody tell Leroy that last part."
Oh. Man. Writers freed puppets. Fuck.
Life Cleaver finds some, like, dirt or whatever and throws it over her sword to douse the flames.
Oh, sure.
She first turns to Heinous Slayer and says, "It is one thing to hear at a story dinner, and it's quite another to view what you triumphed and endured. You already had my respect. You have my admiration as well." And then she turns to Raynor and says, or she like gestures to the beast and says, "This is your kill to do with as you please. What would you have of it?"
We could bring it back?
Eloise says, "You gotta make a cloak. You gotta make a cloak. You gotta."
We could make a cloak. I mean, if it could help us in everything that's coming, I guess we should, right?
I think Friendmaker and Heinous Slayer are both just like frozen. Heinous Slayer got down on his knees and did not even look up a single time as soon as this went on. And it is only now that like he's beginning to like re-stand up, and you can just see he's just sweating. He's just sweating a bunch, and Grog had just been kind of like staring ahead of him, and also kind of like finally blinks out of it and turns to Raynor, and he's like, "Raynor, you did it." I don't know what it is, but you have a way with spirits. There's just something about you.
You know, I can't really believe that worked either. Do you think it's going to be a problem that I lied about knowing the writer's plans?
Hold on, wait, you were lying?
It's not the first time.
Wait, which part was a lie?
Probably won't be the last time.
The part where I was confident.
Like the part about Heinous Pentis getting freed?
What do you mean? Well,
Was that a lie?
Was that a lie that I am willing to go for that? I mean, I'm down. I just don't know how to do it.
Okay, all right. That's what I meant. So the writer hasn't like talked to you about setting him free. I guess you probably would have told us about
as far as
if
I'm
you've
aware,
talked to the writer.
Yeah, I don't think the writers talked to you at all about anything.
It's actually kind of a point of contention.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
One weird disadvantage of I guess I'm accepting more and more that I really am the hero. One weird side effect is that I don't have the how do they put it in right? The strings, which means I have free will. It also means kind of on my own as far as writer guidance.
Freed puppet. Yeah.
Cue Pinocchio's "No Strings on Me."
Trouble hasn't said anything in a bit, and
Probably because he can't hear what you're saying.
Yeah, this dude's shook.
Yeah, Trouble
Shooketh.
kind of says to Raynor, so what? I mean, what did he say? Like, you're the only one who could hear him, right? What? What do you mean? Well, I mean, I could. It was muffled. It was like coming through water. I couldn't. What do you mean? Are you whispering? Are you like?
It's a 3-point wound.
Trouble. Are you feeling? Well, I'm not feeling okay. What did he say? I'm curious. And like, if no one else is saying anything, I think he's getting a little more frazzled because like everyone's looking at him, right?
I think Rourke kind of like grabs him by his shoulders.
Yeah,
and he's like, Trouble, buddy. I think you might have taken some hearing damage.
Oh,
hearing loss. That's the word.
Oh, okay. Sure. That's probably fine.
And Life Cleaver like stumbles a little bit and catches herself on her sword. And Eloise says, "Well, it looks like you're not the only one who needs to go to a healing tent."
That's right, because she got scratched.
Right.
She got scratched.
Okay. Yeah, just talk loudly until we get back, I think. Yeah, it's probably fine. I'm sure it's all right.
As you guys head out, Heinous Slayer is going to walk over to Raynor.
Okay.
As the two heinous ranked people in the group, and he first says, "Very impressive. I don't think I've ever heard of a human ever achieving the rank of heinous. Well, your friend, though, that song that you played, it's the one that killed the beast, right?"
Yeah, it's not a song I know. I don't think I could play it again. I'm not sure how. What I mean is that I don't know where it came from.
I'll tell you this. When I fought the beast the first time, something similar happened to me. Not with a song by any means, but there was a moment where the real you comes out. Well, not the real you, but like your determination is revealed. And every ounce of my strength was put into that sling, cracked its skull, and it died. And I saw that same look in your eye, where you knew what you had to do. And you used your strength, your music there. And it was a dangerous force. Nearly got me. And I think the only reason your buddy here got hurt too is because he's got them big ears. My fear is that he won't recover though. Because when I've seen that ferocity come out in battle, that's not something people recover from.
I'll keep that in mind.
So you head back
Yeah.
to the compound. Your crew is just ecstatic to see that you're alive and that you have a heinous beast. I mean, all the orcs are just like, oh, this hasn't happened in decades, right? Like, just, oh my goodness. Stomach fillers, like, can we cook the meat for dinner? Leroy's got lots of bread.
We got lots of bread.
I think Threadweaver shows up. We haven't met him yet. But he's like looking at the hide and he's like, You know, asking, he doesn't know how to speak your language. But he wants to make a cloak out of the hide.
Now, I have a question.
Yeah.
Because Heinous Slayer is a big orc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, even for orcs.
Is the question, how are we going to carry it?
No, the question is, like, Raynor's not going to use all the hide.
Oh, good call.
There's definitely more than enough for one cloak.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So you want to make... I will say this. Okay. I think the cloak, it can be made into a Raynor-sized cloak and then like a bag.
Invisibag?
I think using the hidey hide, that's what I'm calling it now.
I'm not...
Because the hide of the animal can make you hide. It's the hidey hide. Or the hide is fine. Which is, Leroy comes up with that name. I'll tell him that. Yeah, he's like, it's religious.
It doesn't matter if we try to call it something else now, Nathan, because in my mind, it will always... This is your fault. I blame you for this.
The heinous cloak, a.k.a. the hidey hide.
Okay, if we want to do what Heinous Slayer did, it will need to be different, because his, like... the arms covered his arms and stuff. Mm-hmm. So for a smaller person, it won't work like that. It would have to be just like a cloak or something. Or
Threadweaver can do it.
Threadweaver can do anything. Yeah.
Threadweaver, he knows what he's doing. But he needs to start right now if you're going to be leaving anytime soon.
Yeah.
So he gets on that while dinner is cooked. And
him and Stomach Filler like tag team skinning and...
Yep.
Yeah.
And prepare the food. Because no one here's eaten heinous before, so they got to try it out, you know? This is a very special moment. And I think even, like, some of the priests come in to help prepare this food, because this is, you don't mess around with this. And they take some of the parts of the animal, for, like, religious purposes.
Right.
And while that's all going on, is there any details specifically that you want to share with the group or that you don't want to share? So, for example, you said, we're not telling Leroy about the puppets part.
That's pretty rough. I guess, should we be taking that as tacit confirmation that the heinous gods somehow know Raynor is the hero? Like, did we already know that? Are we suspecting that? I mean, do we not know it yet at all?
I mean, Heinous was pretty blatant that he, knows Raynor's the hero.
Yeah, it seems that way, right?
Or at least he knows that he is one of the people that the writer has given free will.
Right. I don't think there's anything necessarily that needs to be left out. He definitely doesn't say anything about Trouble because Trouble looks so shaken up. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't mention that he was hit. He doesn't, try to get Trouble to join in this story or anything like that. He might try to talk to him again later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Argo kind of picks up Life Cleaver, like Fireman Carry style, or just kind of piggyback and carries her to the healer.
Mm-hmm. Life Giver.
Right.
To her protestation, but he does it anyway.
To her daughter.
Yep.
No, actually it's her granddaughter, because Life Giver is one of Grog's sisters.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Are we at dinner by now?
Yeah, we can. Okay. We can say it's dinner time now.
I think Eloise says to Grog, I'm not, but I'm a little disappointed that it wasn't me.
That's
That being said, I never want to do that again.
no.
Right.
I'm glad we did it once. We can say we did it,
We did it.
and for all anyone else cares, we helped.
Yeah, we all
killed it.
killed
I
it.
got a punch in.
We all got a good hit on.
Yeah, we did our part.
Yeah.
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 I don't need to be a heinous, right?
No. I'm happy. Churras 4.
I'm glad. That's great. That's perfect fit for you. It looks so good.
Oh, thank you.
And maybe I'd like to be a true house at some point, but we don't have to do that right now.
Oh, well, I could help you.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. You're getting it. I would definitely say I can't believe that nothing bad happened. Well, okay. None of us are dead.
Yeah.
Right.
I genuinely thought we might die.
And, Rainer, I don't mean this in any negative sort of way.
Oh, if Rainer is here, then he's definitely going to be like, you guys, I just happened to be the last gasp.
Well,
I feel
right, like any of us could have happened
exactly.
to be. Yeah,
100%.
But like, if I'm honest, I wasn't expecting it to be you. And
I wasn't either.
And that's not like I'm not talking down to you. I mean,
Leroy just pats you on. I think the whole crew's here. They're eating dinner.
Yeah.
She didn't even say no offense, but Rainer even so says none taken.
Leroy pats you on the back. He's like,
Of course, Rainer did it. He's the hero. That's what he does. He's got that free will. He's the writer's guy, and we're telling a great story. This is why I decided to stick around all those many, many times. Follow you, because that was my, that's been something. As I was baking bread today,
Yeah.
get back in my roots, It was something that I was just reflecting upon, why we're all here, right? And it's been like my life's journey to find the hero and to help you and to just be here with that. And it's just, I'm so excited.
Quis.
Okay.
Quis is up and moving around.
mm-hmm.
As he's walking by the table, he grabs a cabbage and he walks.
There's no cabbages.
Well, he grabs something.
There's other leafy greens, but there's not cabbages.
Yeah, he grabs something off the table and walks up to.
It's still a salad bowl. There's a bowl of salad.
He walks up to Rainer and just holds it out to him.
Hey, man, what's this?
And Quis kind of like shakes his head a little bit and he goes, I don't know. And he puts it down and then sits down in front of it and starts eating it.
I think Leroy kind of like looks at Quis and he smiles.
Huh.
What?
I feel like I'm getting weird vibes from every direction.
So, now that we accomplished this part of our little mission here,
Yeah.
I guess our next task is we gotta go up a mountain. Grillta, is that an option? Yeah, I know. Like, I'll say I'm a tree knower, but like, I can do mountains too. Like that wasn't part of like my official training, but I took some electives and let's just say I know these mountains a little bit.
Well, the mountains are like the trees of the rocks, right?
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, so in that sense, they're all one. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, you got it. I mean, you got it. It's that true cross connection we got here.
We have our episode title.
Mountains are the trees of the rocks.
People are going to be listening to 55 minutes wondering, what the fuck does that mean?
Or maybe that's the next one, next episode when we actually go in the mountains.
Yeah.
I'll probably have to tack on a couple extra, increase the fee a bit, but
Yeah.
we can make it work.
Yeah, that makes
I was
sense.
thinking of cutting through the mountains anyway, but if we're going to go up one, that's just a little different.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, we can make that work.
How does the heinous taste?
The heinous. Well, first of all, it's prepared very well. Even though this isn't a meal that people have made before, Stomach feel like he knows what he's doing. And the priests were there. They have recipes that they pass on for these moments because this is something you do. You eat it in celebration, right? And so let's just say they seasoned it really well. It's kind of got like a dry, spicy rub to it.
Ooh, okay.
It's stringy. So it's not like really fatty. Again, it was a pretty lean creature.
Little gamey.
Yeah, a little gamey, but they prepared it well, and it's good. They smoked it. No, they probably wouldn't have had time to smoke it. That would take too long. But it's good.
Did something, yeah.
And it goes well with the salad
Excellent.
that's provided.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little moon pear sauce that's made.
Gotta have moon pear sauce.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of sweet and spicy flavor.
Yep.
Damn, that sounds so good.
It does.
Yeah, I
It
just
really
ate
does.
and I'm already like, I want that.
Wow. we're too dangerous at this. Okay. Yeah, it's a delicious meal.
There's 5 things we know. One is food.
Oh my god.
Food, drinking, fighting, blue, and whatever the other one was.
And the last one.
Don't remember.
the last. Remembering.
You're remembering things.
We definitely
Absolutely.
know 5 things. We know 3 of them.
Leroy then says,
Okay, so I'm a visual kind of guy, so we're gonna go up the mountain. You said Heinous is gonna meet us up there?
Yeah.
Great,
Yeah.
and we'll chat with Heinous Pentas, which I'm sure will also be easy, as everything we do is.
Rather willing, yeah.
Yes, and then
I'm assuming you mentioned the part of having to free Heinous Pentas?
Yeah.
Is that party knowledge?
I don't think there's any reason to hide that.
Okay.
Yeah, that is dangerous and unsettling, but it's not like personally.
And I'm assuming you
Yeah.
also relayed the information of, I don't know how to do that either.
Yep.
Okay, so at some point, we also need to find a way to free Heinous Pentas, either with the writer's permission or not.
Well, you know what's interesting? Was Leroy in the mine?
What do you mean? Like,
I'm pretty sure,
originally?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was.
So he's the only one currently in the party that was a part of freeing a spirit the first time.
What?
Was Basil Ghul?
Rainer.
Well,
Oh.
besides
Oh, okay.
Rainer. Because otherwise it was Jonathan and Katrina, neither of them are
Yes.
here. And Quis was
Yeah.
having delusionary
Yes.
dreams.
Oh.
Yes. And so he says to Rainer, he's like,
So maybe we just gotta break some chains again or something. I don't know how
He solved some riddles.
Yeah.
solve some riddles.
Man, if only we had that fucking pickaxe again.
Oh, yeah, I guess it's just too powerful of an item to keep around. But I had a different idea.
Leroy always
Yeah.
being the voice of the fourth wall.
The
I
voice
did
of
have
meta.
a different idea, though.
Okay.
So, you know how to get to Heinous Pentas, we had to find his lackey, right? His number 2.
Right.
Well, maybe we have to do the same thing to talk to the writer.
The writer's assistant.
Yes.
Who's supposedly in Goldon?
Or at least was.
Yeah.
This is a mystery
Okay.
we've been kicking
Okay.
down the road, but I think we might need to, double down on it.
You're right. You're right. It's just that it's too far away to. Well, I mean, I guess we could send people back, but it would take an awfully long time to get there. Unless we're talking about calling my dad.
Right.
He is kind of keeping his eyes and ears open. I don't know what other advice to give him on how to find who's secretly a spirit.
Can we send someone with the telepellets?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I mean, we don't have any more telepellets, and I don't know how we're going to buy another one.
I mean, we could make our case with his Ajax, I guess, but
I mean, we
could
kind of need
try.
all the money we can at this point.
yeah.
Yeah, we got to pay Grilta. So I don't know if we could afford another telepellet. But talking to your dad is definitely... I think we need to do more of that. We need to solve this mystery.
Yeah. Boy. Okay. Yeah. We've
Plus, I got a bet to win, so...
got a couple things. What?
I got a bet to win.
What's that?
We made a bet on who the writer's assistant
Oh,
is.
yes, that's right. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. Hey, who can I talk to that's from this town?
Pretty much anybody at the table.
Yeah, I guess that works. Yeah, Grorg.
yeah.
I have a weird question. There's no chance anyone here can do currency exchange. I don't think we had much luck in the Beacon, and this is an even smaller town. So now that I say it out loud, I guess that's probably unlikely.
No, not here.
yeah.
Varden will be able to do that, though.
Varden
'cause
could.
There's
Okay.
a lot of trade between Varden and Glenwood, yeah.
Okay.
So
Because
if you're thinking
Jamie-
of paying Grilta, that's probably, yeah.
Because Jamie just remembered that Rainer has 1,000 gold pieces and nothing to do with them.
Right.
$20,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to ask something to Leroy, but I don't want it to be in front of everybody.
Well, you could always
Just
move-
wait until
take
later,
Leroy
yeah.
somewhere else.
Yeah, I could just do that quick.
Hey, Leroy, come to the bathroom with me.
I don't have to go.
Leroy,
I need you to help me.
Leroy, I want to get your opinion over here on this specific kind of sandwiches.
Oh, that's talking. Now that's my kind of talking.
Leroy, I feel bad for lying to you, but listen up.
Oh.
There's no sandwiches.
I mean, we can make sandwiches. We have the meat
Yeah,
and
what's
bread.
up?
We have loads of meat and bread. We have plenty.
We will be having heinous sandwiches for the road. Yes.
Yeah.
And heinous jerky.
Oh,
There could be heinous jerky. Okay, I just tried to put those two words together and then I stopped. 'Cause nope,
Okay.
don't want
What
it.
do you need help with, my good buddy, the hero?
Are you are you doing okay? I kind of got you were talking about how oh, of course Rainer did it. He did it, and I just got a feeling that something was off. Is that not the case? Like, it's cool. I'm not good at reading people, so you can totally say, nah, you're making things up. It's fine. But I just wanted to kind of check in.
Yeah. Roll camaraderie.
That's the face that Nathan makes when he doesn't want to share information.
Difficulty 3.
Difficulty 3.
But double boost because you know Leroy.
That's Nathan's poker face.
You said difficulty 3?
Yes. And double boost because you know Leroy.
Double boost.
You know Leroy.
1 success. And 1 advantage. Okay.
What's that look Jake is giving me?
Apparently I get stressed out by
Is
math
it working?
sometimes.
It is. Leroy responds, I'm gonna tell you what he says, and I'm gonna tell you what you notice.
Okay.
Leroy responds with,
Yeah, I'm doing great. I mean, I'm just happy that we're moving along. We think everyone's all right. That Grorg is happy, and I mean, I'm baked a lot of bread over the past 2 days, and that's been really nice. That's been great for me. Just to return to my roots. And yeah, I'm excited for where we're going next.
now Jake, you seem like you caught something on.
Hey, listeners, this is the 3rd or 4th time today that Jake has heard something and made an expression, and I'm not tracking, so I have no idea. My co-hosts are like silently communicating over here, and I don't know why.
I'll say this.
Yeah.
So, with your success,
Yeah.
you gather he genuinely is doing good.
Right.
He's not lying in any of the things he just said to you. He is happy for you. He's happy for Grorg. He's happy for the group, and he's very happy that he got to make bread. I'm going to say with the advantage that you got, you glean one more piece of information because you have been around him so long. You notice when he started talking about baking bread,
Yeah.
something in his eyes shifted. It shifted from being like, hey, I'm talking to a person about what we're doing to almost like being glazed over. And like he had a different type of smile that kind of seemed to smile off at the distance. And
Okay.
Jake just texted me this question,
Yeah.
and I will tell it to you. You have a feeling you should ask him what type of bread he's been making.
Okay. Well, I mean, glad to hear it. Yeah, I guess we were gone for quite a while. What kind of bread was it?
Rainer. It's some very special bread. Very special.
This is the start of Leroy's villain arc.
Okay. Have you made that before? I think you have, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've had some of it.
Yeah. Did it get to be part of the feast or like?
No,
Not so much.
No, I'm saving it.
Okay. Cool.
Saving it for later.
I am once again trying to separate what I feel like and what I'm suspecting from how Rainer would think about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think Rainer hears that and he says, you know what I thought was really interesting? When we were talking to the spirit, I can never do that. The spirit, Janus. I'm working on it.
That's good. That's what you are now, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
He had to tell us about going up the mountain and everything and stuff about the writer and the other spirits. And he said something that was kind of wild. He said that there are definitely multiple people that the writer's given free will to.
What?
He said, of all the people, how did he put it? It was something like, of all the people, the writer something. And then the rest of it wasn't that interesting. He just said that I was kind of interesting or something, you know? Like he wants to keep an eye on me, but whatever. The point is, there's for sure more than just me. I just thought that was kind of cool to share.
What do you mean? There's like more than one hero?
Probably? I don't know for sure.
Like right now?
That I don't know. But it could be.
Oh.
You can see like he has to lean up against whatever table he's sitting next to. He's like,
Well, it's changed a lot. Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know. I know it's something you're kind of interested in and care about, so I thought...
Oh, yeah. Very much so, yes. Next time we Saki talking, I'm talking to my parents again. This is... They need to know this. This is big.
Quis walks over to where they're standing and holds, like, some bread up to Leroy.
Oh, thanks.
What is happening?
Thank you so much, Chris.
Yeah, no problem. And he walks back to the table.
like shaking it, like confused.
Yeah.
I saw the face you made. I wanted to make sure I got it. Yeah. Gror comes up to Rainer. He's like, I'm concerned.
Can I just have every character go up to another character and say something weird, and just like that'll just be the whole episode?
Yeah.
Say something vaguely unsettling.
I'm concerned.
What? Why is that?
That we're already out of bread. How much has he been eating?
Are we?
Look. If he's been baking all day, why is there no bread at the feast?
Huh. I don't know how to answer that.
Leroy?
The
Maybe
the vibes are strange at this feast hall.
Anyway, we should probably get a good night's sleep tonight, too.
Yeah, if this is the one, if this is the big trek with everybody...
We're going up a mountain.
Going up a mountain.
So, hi, it's me, Bill. I've
Bill.
been here the whole time.
I've been enjoying
down my character sheets and remember that.
Yeah,
This is how
dinner.
podcasts work. Every
It's
time
really
a character
great.
comes in, hello, it's me, character number 4. I'd like to speak now.
Jake, you are gonna love the last Patreon episode.
Yes, yes.
Anyway, so I'm just counting everything. So,
Yeah.
Rainer, you'll help cover the cost of Greta when we get to Varden.
Yeah.
Great, okay, we'll do the conversion when we get there. And I just did the check. I've loaded up on some more supplies in the bag. Quis has been letting me...
checking over...
Yes, making sure we have enough...
I thought he said he wrote a check, and I was like, for
No,
what?
no, that's not a thing.
Okay.
We have enough food for the next leg of the journey. Considering we're going up a mountain, we might want to consider getting like some gear for that. Maybe we're going up a cold mountain. I can see there's snow up there, and I have never seen the snow.
So why would you know what it is, then?
Well, I've never seen it with my own eyes. Floating voice. Pick a character.
Yeah, people travel in Tareve. That makes sense. Yeah.
I have seen pictures.
Have gold on people seen snow in real life?
It's yes, but it's not very common.
Sure.
It's not like an every winter thing.
Yeah.
So it's going to be cold. And it's going to probably suck.
Do we need to like buy some of that from Threadweaver to make sure we have enough gear and stuff?
I think we can maybe make a trade of some of your heinous hide, and he can give us coats.
That's not a bad idea. Hey, yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he could probably make us some pretty warm stuff with like some Baneth fur.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Banus coats.
Wow.
Speaking of which, where is that little guy?
What?
Banus?
Yeah.
Mentally going back in my Banus timeline.
Do we want to find him before we leave? I thought he was fun.
How about this? If any of us see him, we can ask him if he wants to get in the bag.
Okay.
Last
Yes.
time, that's literally all it took, and he
Yes.
said yes.
Yes.
And if he doesn't, or if we don't see him, say la Banus. Yeah.
Sailor what?
I shouldn't try to mix real world expressions.
So I think, you finish the feast, everyone's happy, all the other orcs are, just, everyone's like coming up to you, Rainer, and they're trying, some of them say it in Orcish, but some of them try to say it in your language. They say,
Aw.
good job,
Yeah.
or nice, or one of the kids goes, hell, and you're like, no, okay, yep.
Hell's a good one, yeah.
You get ready to, oh wow, the group has gotten a lot smaller.
Yeah.
I guess before we end the episode, I think I need to know how's Trouble doing?
Trouble,
Or is this where you want to have your little time with Rainer and Trouble?
I was gonna have it be Rainer in Trouble, but I think
Only Raish
maybe
was here.
actually not, because, first of all, Trouble, I imagine, went to one of the healing tents we were talking about and stuff, and I imagine it didn't super work.
Yeah, I mean, they're able to physically heal him of
Right.
so his 3-point wound becomes a 1-point wound.
Okay.
But it will leave a permanent
Yeah.
scar. So like, as far as his vitality and numbers go,
Yeah.
they're able to help it a bit, but it's,
He still has, like, partial deafness,
Yes,
right?
yep.
Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking as well. I think Rainer really did mean to, but it ended up being an extremely short conversation because he just wanted to ask him, like, how he's doing, and Trouble was basically like, yeah, it's fine, a little worrying, but, I'll get used to it, no big deal. And that was kind of, he really did just kind of brush him off with, like, don't worry, I'm totally fine. Trouble wants to talk to Abil, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Abil's just doing like one final like checking, making sure like everyone's luggage is like packed up for the next day.
Sure.
And he's like, oh, hey, Trouble, what's up?
Hey, I miss Raish. I think I'm losing my hearing. I miss Raish. Boy, this isn't making any sense when I say it out loud. This sounds
Would you,
super dramatic.
Trouble, would you prefer to talk in Trivian?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. And he switches over to Teridian, yeah. The multiple hours have passed, at least, like a good chunk of a day since the fight, yeah? I think Trouble tells him what happened. I think he tells him about the music thing that went down. And I think he asks him, I've been thinking about this kinda all day. Is paper and... What would they use to write, mostly? What do people usually, like, graphite or something, you know?
Like where?
When people are just writing notes. Like, Jonathan wrote a note, you know? Like,
I mean, yeah, they use quill pens,
Oh yeah, we've talked about ink. Duh,
Yeah.
ink is probably pretty common.
Lots of ink.
You're an accountant, right?
Yes.
Is paper and ink, is that pretty cheap, pretty easy to get?
Depends on where you are and what kind. So there is run-of-the-mill paper that is very rough and has lots of texture. It's
actually, since he's talking to Reven, I'm going to say he's got better, he probably speaks better.
Oh, sure, yeah.
He's like,
it is a lot cheaper, but if you are looking for the finer paper that is smooth and glossy and shimmers and the
deckled edge.
edges, or that maybe even has a pattern in it, those can cost you quite a bit.
Right,
But if you just need to get something down, there is lots of ways. Here in Aurelian, I'm not as familiar with how they make their paper, but I have seen it while I was here today. When you were off on the hunt, I saw all kinds of paper in the books and in the scrolls, and
I might want to stock up. When it's one-on-one, I feel like I can hear people okay, but when there's like other people and, you know, if it's a crowded room or something, I can't really, if someone needs to tell me something and it's important, you know, it might be good to have that on hand.
have you learned how to write before?
No, but the person talking to me probably could, right?
They would write it down.
Do you know how to read?
Does Trouble know how to read? Oh boy, this question sounds familiar as if we've talked about it, but I'm totally drawing a blank on if he
it
can or
does sound
not.
familiar. I don't think he would know how to read.
Yeah, he might not. Fuck. Okay, well,
Hold on.
that might make this whole conversation a bit silly.
Then maybe he starts saying that, and Abil brings up that question, and Trouble is kind of like, oh, crap, no.
No, boy, I could probably read okay in Terivian, but this group would mostly talk in their language, so...
Trouble, I can teach you how to read.
Oh.
I know many languages. I'm better with the numbers, but I can teach you how to write and read in Terivian and in their language. Orcish, that is one I could not help with, but
Right.
unless it was numbers.
No, that'd be good. That'd be, I don't have any silver paper. I can't really pay you.
Why would you need to pay me?
Trouble cries a little bit, at that. And he is furiously, like, wiping at his eyes like nothing happened. He's like, yeah, that's a dumb thing to say. No, you're right, for sure.
Abil puts his hand, like, on your shoulder, and he says,
I get it. You and I, we have many similarities. We are both from Teriv. We are both, devilishly good looking. And we both have, trouble.
There was the moment on Nathan's face of like, damn.
I said one of the few words we can't say. The cursed words.
It's almost as bad as better, yeah.
We both have difficulty being a part of this group. And just being okay with being a part of it. I know that I was the first, between the two of us, the first human to be a part of the group, and it took me a long time, and I still have moments where I kind of get down on myself and do wailing into the winds and things like that. But you too, I have noticed, have been growing and learning a lot. I mean, you're basically like trying to absorb what it means to be a human while also being in a new country, while also fighting spirits, while also making friends. And that's a lot. And so I don't know if anyone else has said this, but I am proud of you for sticking with it and being brave enough to fight the heinous beast. Even though between you and me, I know you are not the best fighter who went on that fight. But you did it. And you have the Ustra spirit within you. Because we are Therivian. And you have that warrior inside. Yes. And do not let the fact that you are now have thumbs and hands and different sized ears change that. You are still a Therivian, and you are becoming to know what that means.
This is one of the few times, if not the only time, that I've had positive feelings towards Abil.
I was gonna say. I feel so bad about how I've thought about him before.
I think he should speak in Terebian more often.
Yeah.
Aww.
I think, he says that. He says,
Trouble, this was nice. I have not heard someone use our home tongue in a long time, and it was good to use it again.
I think Trouble is trying super hard to act like he's not extremely affected by everything he just said. He's just like, yeah, I mean, we had a whole thing when we were talking in the jungle. We've already done this sappy stuff.
But we didn't talk in Therivian last time. I don't know why.
Yeah, we
didn't
could
do
have.
that.
We could have probably. It's fine. It's totally fine. And he's like absolutely blinking away more tears and stuff.
I miss Reish too. He is our brother in the sand. Literally. And I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
And I know you and me, we do not believe in the writer as much as they do. But I am coming to understand that there is some kind of story keeping us all together. And I am confident we will see him again.
Man. Trouble does something. I'm not entirely sure how to explain this without visuals, because he gives Abil a super quick hug and then immediately drops his arms back like it didn't even happen. Like, it's just like, and that's it, you know? And then he is like kind of standing off to the side as if it didn't happen. And he's like, I'm gonna go to bed. We need to rest up for the whole mountains and like, yeah, it's a whole thing.
They're all still living in the same...
Yeah.
They're sleeping in the same space, right?
Yep.
So let's just say, for the sake of argument, that Quis went back to the room and Leroy was the first one back before everybody else.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a day! Oh.
Quis is sitting on the floor with the book just on the floor, closed in front of him. And he looks at Leroy and he says, I don't want to open this.
That's okay, you don't gotta open it.
But I feel like I need to open it.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. You're feeling it too?
So what now?
Oh, God fucking damn it.
Yeah, no, I got you. I get what you're going. I get what you're putting down. Yeah.
This wasn't a code. I was just talking.
Sorry, can you say it again then? I'm sorry, I'm bad at listening.
I don't want to open the book, but I feel like if I don't, something bad will happen.
Wow.
Okay, so then I did put down what you were putting down. I get what you're saying.
Well, I don't get what I'm saying.
Oh.
You feel like you gotta do something.
And he looks down at the book and he says, what's happening to me? And he opens it.
Oh, this poor man. Oh my God.
Okay.
We don't have to do that this episode.
No, let's do it right now.
Okay.
What does Quis... Is there anything that Quis is wanting to see?
I honestly think that's the information that he was trying to get.
As to why he wants to open the book?
Yeah.
Roll a d20. There is no good number.
15.
It's a letter.
Is 15
What was
always?
The letter A.
Reader McKellen.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot about that character.
It's a letter written to him.
Oh, what a lovely letter.
Yes.
Can you quick refresh who this is?
Yep. Reader McKellen is the reader in Hidgety.
Ah, Hidgety. Right.
Had been compelled by Mirjik.
Oh my God.
Before. This is a letter written to him in very, very fine font. Very clean. It says, "To my fellow reader, Magellan, your previous letter troubles me, for you are constantly writing about a draw, a pull, to the spirit that you have recently named as Murgic. Now, as you know, our greatest command is to follow the writer, and to detail his greatly planned story in this Murgic of yours seems to be all about chaos and destroying that story, and it would not be wise for you to continue to follow in that pursuit. As you have noted, you do not desire this, but yet you desire it greatly. It seems that though the writer has a hand upon your string, so does one of Murgic's, and from what you have detailed, he has many hands. I do not know how you can free yourself from this pull, my friend, but if you do not, and if you do not make yourself stronger, I fear that you will fall right back into his clutches again."
That is the least optimistic pep talk I've ever heard.
And then I think he signs off by, "May your place in his story be long." And I think Leroy's looking over your shoulder and he reads that with you.
Do we have a sender, or is it not terribly important
Yeah,
who's writing it?
important,
Okay.
Some other reader.
Sure.
And I think Leroy looks over his shoulder and he goes,
Oh, I remember that guy. Is that how you're feeling too, Quis?
I don't know. I think so.
I feel it too.
Yeah, I was afraid of that.
And I missed it.
"Hey, Quis, this me naked. Would you believe that was my third attempt to do that take? We're going to roll with this one." Thank you so much for listening to episode 333, the 3-3s, episode 33 of season 3. I think that's fun. I think that's a cool little reference. And I hope you enjoyed listening to it. I know we had fun making it, as always. I always enjoy making new spirits and voices like that and hearing how they turn out. So I hope you like that too. Hey, if you like what's going on, you should follow us on our social medias. Instagram, Knights.Quest. On our Twitter, @KQ Podcast. We got all kinds of fun things. There's a Facebook, too. Follow that, too. Knights.Quest.podcast. I think maybe there's an extra dot in there. I don't know. You can find it. You know where we're at. And, of course, our website, KQPodcast.com, where we got all that good mamma jammas, that beautiful music, that beautiful merch, and, of course, that beautiful Patreon. Join us over there, where we've got all kinds of good bonus content episode. You know the drill. You know it's good stuff. And for those of you who've been listening and supporting us, thank you so much. I know. I also love hearing your feedback, and thank you for the great feedback on our newest nighttime episode that just came out. That was a lot of fun too. And for those of you who aren't listening, you're missing out. You're missing out on the origin of how Salazar and Celeste met. You're missing some extra lore. You're missing some behind-the-scenes chit-chat. You're missing out on the time that Neener had to explain the birds and the bees. Yeah, that could be you. So you can head over to kqpodcast.com, click on Patreon, and you could be joining the group, along with some of our better tier patrons who I got to give an extra shout out to. That's Lauren Grace. That's Mike. That's those dang high elves again. And that's Lowell. Long may he reign. Thank you for your generous support. But of course, if you're not able to support, then I've got a very special deal for you. You can listen to Night's Quest itself for free. There'll be another episode for you in exactly 2 weeks from when this comes out. I'm talking about June 17th. Will be our next episode, episode 34. So that's in the pipeline. That's coming your way. You can listen to that when it comes out, and hopefully enjoy it, because that's also a fun one. We recorded it, and I like it. It's fun. All right, I feel like I'm losing my mind like I do every single time I record these outro segments. I feel like I'm crazier than I usually am. I don't know why. So if you're feeling that way today, know that you're not alone. We're all going slowly crazy together. Or maybe I just need to go to bed. One or the other. Anyway, may your place in his story be long.
I think I'll wait to say it until after. This is my real enemy, is erasers.